Hello once again. So today's topic video is casting a concrete wall. So let's start off with this topic. Let me just start sharing my screen and then we could start. Okay. Okay. So cast in place concrete is a technology of construction of building where walls and slabs of a building are cast at the site in the formwork. There's a difference between the precast concrete and cast concrete because precast concrete is where slabs are casted in different locations and then is brought into the construction site. So this would be the differences between precast and cast concrete, okay? Let's move on into casting a concrete wall. The materials that we will need is lumber, plywood, panels, prefabricated steel, wall reinforcement bars, and form ties. Let's start off with the steps in forming the concrete wall. Notice that concrete walls are mostly cased over a concrete slip footings. The footings is formed and poured much like a concrete slab on grade. Vertical and projecting walls of steel reinforcement bars are installed into the footing before pouring. After the pouring, the top of the footing is screened and is left to cure for at least a day before the wall form is erected. After that, the walls are enforced either in one vertical layer of horizontal or vertical bars at the center of the wall or by two vertical layers near the face of the wall. This can be specified by the structural engineer. Once this is specified, vertical reinforcement bars are wired to the doors that project from the footing. And I'll show you an image right here on what I mean by the strip concrete footing. So this right here at the bottom will be the concrete footing that we need in order to cast the concrete wall. And the vertical bars you see here will be the doors. And we also have the wall in reinforcements, which in this section we have horizontals, okay? Moving on, after the vertical reinforcements are wired, L-shaped horizontal bars are installed at the wall corners. This helps maintain full structural continuity between the two projects of the walls. Also notice that if the top wall will be connected to another concrete uh, wall or floor, rods are left projecting from the formwork. So this could allow for continuous connection between the concrete wall or the concrete wall to the concrete floor. Moving on, let's talk about the installing of the formwork. Formwork plates are used as wall forms. The panels for the one side of the forms are coated with a form release compound. Then it is set on footings, aligned, and braced. The form ties are installed because it holds the framework together under the pressure of wet concrete. They are installed through holes in the framework's panels and are secured to the back of the forms. Once the ties are placed in the reinforcements and the reinforcements has been inspected, the framework for the second side of the wall can be erected, which involves adding wallers and braces. The wallers are supported by steel rods ties that pass through holes in the plywood walls. This ties acts as a spreader to maintain a spacing between the plywood woods. Then bracings keep the whole assembly plumped and straight. Once those forms are inspected, a server transit is used to establish the exact height of which the concrete will be poured. Once the height is determined, it is marked down in all the form works and pouring may proceed. So now this will be what I meant about the form work. So after we had at the previous picture, we only had the basic, which was the footings, the doors, and the wall reinforcements. After that, we had the framework erected, which means that we added the panels, also we could add studs in order to hold the form panels. We have the bracings, we have the form ties on the bottom right here. So this would be how the framework will look, okay? And I have another picture as well of bigger construction site using the same tools. We have here the vertical and the horizontal reinforcement bars. We have the 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 frameworks around it. We have also in the bottom we have like reinforcement also used in this section. So that will be a picture of what I meant by the framework. Okay, moving on, we continue into the pouring of the concrete wall. So pouring concrete wall starts once the height is determined and is marked all around the forms. Okay, concrete is then transported to the top of the wall by a large candle-mounted bucket or by a concrete pump and hose. Then the workers on the prinks at the top of the forms deposit the concrete in the forms by concentrating in which the vibrator to eliminate air pockets. When the forms has been settled and concentrated up to the level, hand floats are used to smoothen and level the top of the walls. The top of the forms is then covered with plastic sheets or canvas and the wall is left to be cured. Now, the final step. The final step. So after a few days of curing, the bracing the walls are removed. Also, the connectors are taken off from the end of the form ties and the formwork is pulled off the concrete wall. The projecting ends of the form's ties are broken off. Also, after this, we could also we could repair some wall surfaces that have been cracked during the procedure. So once this is done and everything seems perfect, the process of casting a concrete wall is finally done. So I have a final picture on the way it will look. So once everything is removed, all the framework is removed, we will have walls, we will have concrete walls right here. Oof, sorry. We will basically have concrete walls. And you see that we don't see no plagos or anything is because they were removed after we had the concrete walls settled and cured. Okay, so this would be how a concrete wall will be cast. Like I already mentioned, it's also important to know that most concrete walls are cast over a footing. The footing is this one over here that you will also be able to do, and it's basically done similarly like a slab is done on grade. Overall, that will be how a concrete wall would be cast in a construction site. This will be the end of my video. I hope you learned more into casting a wall. Like I'm saying, concrete comes with a lot of topics. So this will be just the general information on casting a wall. This could be a similar procedure into casting a column, but like right now we're talking about the walls. Okay, so thank you for watching my video and have a nice day.